Gilbert, how's it going?
Hi, Jacquari. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You busy today?
Yeah.
Right, right. I feel you. I'm same thing here. I'm going from one interview to the next, so I feel you there. So let's get into it. So you play a love interest in Jennifer Lopez's new musical, "This Is Me Now" love story. Now I know you worked with Jennifer in the past. Were you handpicked for this role, or did you have to audition for to be in the musical?
So thank you for having me. First and foremost, it's great to be here. So I have worked with Jennifer for a long time. We shared the stage with each other in 2001, her first concert in Puerto Rico, and then we've toured the world and done these great performances throughout the years. But we hadn't worked with each other in 7 years when this audition came up, and it presented itself just like any other audition. But it was an acting audition, which is very different from what I had experienced with Jennifer. And then when I saw the meat of it, when I saw that it was going to be a powerful role, I was like, okay, are we ready for this? And so I just did my audition, and then once I landed the role, you kind of have to mentally prepare yourself to tell this kind of story. It's not an easy one for me to tell. Domestic violence is not an easy topic. But when we showed up to the rehearsal, first thing we did was dance. And that's where me and Jennifer know each other well. So, it was like riding a bike. We were right back to it. But I'm learning with everybody else as I watched this documentary that I wasn't the first pick. But I
Um,
love that. I love that. You know what I mean? Anthony Ramos is such an incredible actor. But Jennifer shared with the audience, and I learned this morning when I watched, that he turned the project down because of his relationship with who he thought it was talking about. Um,
mhm.
and those are some of the reservations that I had myself too. But I decided to put myself to the side and be there for Jennifer to tell this story. And I'm glad that I did. I definitely feel like nobody could have told this or nobody could have shared this moment with Jennifer better than I because of our history as dancers. And yes, the acting was incredibly important, but the dancing was just as heavy. Being
Mhm.
tied to this bungee rope to tell this rebound story was, I think, there was a third performer in that. It was Jennifer, it was myself, and it was the rope. You know what I mean? And that's not an easy thing to do. I don't think just anybody could have done that. So I know that God was working. I know that God was moving certain pieces so that I could slip right in. So I was handpicked, but not first, to answer your
Mhm.
question. But I hope we delivered.
Yeah, you definitely did. And I could see the chemistry between you and Jennifer. You can tell that you guys have worked together in the past, just the way that you move together. I mean, you guys were very in sync. And it was just a powerful performance. I really liked it.
Thank you so much for that. I agree. I mean, I think we just recognize each other. Like, I think Jennifer feels safe with me I've had success with a lot of female pop artists, through the years. And I think the reason is because I'm there to make sure that they are safe. I'm not there to show Gilbert Saldivar, the dancer, in his, I'm not there. It's not my moment. It's their moment that I just happen to be. That's why I'm a good backup dancer because I'm there for them. I think Jennifer has always noticed that about me. And so yeah, I mean, it was an important story to tell. It's her life. And so to be in that place was really important for me.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the documentary, as you say, came out this morning, or what, probably, I think last night. For those who haven't seen it, how would you describe the documentary? Now, I know the documentary follows the process of putting the musical together. It's called The Greatest Love Story Ever Told. How would you describe the documentary for those who haven't seen it yet?
I mean, outside of the love story, because the title makes it sound like it's just about the love story between her and Ben, but I think it's actually the love story between her and herself, that is most visible throughout. The transparency that I'm seeing in Jennifer today is very different from the performer that I've been sharing the stage with before. I didn't know what I was going to get. 7 years is a lot of time for people to change.
Mhm.
And what I felt the most in the room with Jennifer that was so different was her calm. This project is so massive. There's so much weight on her shoulders, as she described in the documentary. But there was still this sense of peace around her, as if I've arrived. I've finally arrived at this transparent space, to show the world. It's really awesome to watch. And as an artist myself, it's really inspiring, to just show up as yourself, loud. you know?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that I took away as well was self-love, really. You know, after watching the musical and watching the documentary, to me, it was all about self-love and that journey of kind of discovering and finding yourself. What was your big takeaway after seeing the final version? I mean, you were part of, you know, the production process of it, but actually watching it back, the final version, what was your takeaway after seeing the musical and the documentary?
I mean, I think to anybody, it's just so impressive everything that's coming out from the movie to the documentary to now the tour, and just what has come of Jennifer just showing up to tell her story is so impressive. But I think this part, I'm a sucker for documentaries. I love the vulnerability that it takes for people to let us in like that. And so because we haven't seen Jennifer in such a transparent light, I think this is the most exciting part for me, for people to really connect at, and to learn that it's not easy what she, it has been really eye opening, to learn that you can keep things private, and you can open up whenever you are ready. We evolve and we change, and I think Jennifer is showing us that she's kept a lot of stuff private until now. Now it's her moment to show up and be, vulnerable. And I think for me, it's like, okay, go take notes, Gil. Like how do you want to show up right now for your audience and for your actual circle of people? You know what I mean? And what does that look like today? Like it really is making. I mean, I watched the documentary this morning. I'm gonna rewatch after all these interviews, and then I'm gonna sit back and do my vision board, and then I'm gonna sit back and decide what I want to show up as. So I hope it's doing that for a lot of people, because I know we look at Jennifer Lopez as this, phenom artist and icon, but there's a human there. There's a human being that had to create from trauma, as we all do.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely authentic. I think that's kind of the key
Yeah,
word, that the feeling that I got from it was authenticity. So
yeah.
so that was it for me, Gilbert. I just want to ask you a few questions. So I appreciate you taking your time, and good luck with you with everything you have going on.
Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.
Yeah,
All
same
right,
here.
take
Thanks.
care.
Bye.